Ndewonu ụmụ Igbo daalụnụ nnọọ ebe ọbụla nsi ekiri ntem tata. Onye mụ na Obi Voice of the East tata bụ Julius Elum, a cryptocurrency trader and investor. Abụkwa investor Sabinus, nke a investor Julius. Daalụ. N'obi anyị. Okay, biko anyị ga-agbapụ ya ọsọ. Anyị nọ n'ịbụ a cryptocurrency trader and an investor in cryptocurrency, right? Biko kọwatụlụ anyị akọwago m nke ihe dịka nsi mara, mana nwee ike ịgwa nwa anyị onye bụ main.
Okay, ndewo. Kosikwu aha m bụ Julius Elum, a crypto trader and investor, and then the founder of a crypto community called Cryptohood and a crypto startup called Nimrod, thereabout. And of course, I'm from Igbo. I'm from Ebonyi State, thereabout, and I run a cryptocurrency community, like I said, of over 30,000 persons. And this is not just a community of where people gather to trade. This is a community of where people gather to make money. Because the essence of you being in the cryptocurrency industry is that you're making money from it. And we've helped hundreds of people make money. We've helped hundreds of people, over 102 persons become millionaires. In fact, recently, we actually helped about 9 persons become millionaires and even more time millionaires. And such is actually also going to even come in heavily as we are approaching the bull market. Thank you so much for having me.
Thereabout, yeah. The crypto and I saw you too much makana ego di hana akpa. Adema biko kọwatụrụ anyị chi may have Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Anyị na-anụ ya ụfọdụ amachaghọ, ụfọdụ amaghọ dị at all. So in wiki johere kọwatụrụ anyị have Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies.
Okay. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is cryptocurrency. Bitcoin itself, it's the leading crypto, and then of course the first cryptocurrency ever invented after the cryptography was introduced back in 2009. I don't want to get into explaining what cryptography is, but of course it's the technology that Bitcoin is actually built into another cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin currently, as we know it, is actually trading at $41,000 and other cryptocurrency in their different prices. But then the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is just like your normal fiat money you use every day in transaction, thereabout. But there's a whole different thing about it. The different thing about it is that cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, in fact, let me use the word cryptocurrency in general. Cryptocurrency is a store of value. Okay. Thereabout, and is a means of exchange. When I mean store of value, it means that when you actually buy it and then you hold it, the price would appreciate over a period of time. And then when I mean a means of exchange, is that you can actually use it to actually buy something and you can exchange it from different parts of the world. And like I'm actually explaining this, that a time is going to come whereby which you walk into different stores and you use cryptocurrency and pay. You walk into places like ShopRite and all of that, you pay with cryptocurrency because the whole financial market is going global, and the whole idea is you are actually owner of it and very, very viable to transact it anywhere you are in the world. But the most important thing is the fact that all of this can actually, when you're actually using it as a means of exchange, it can actually be exchanged without rigorous processes thereabout. It's just a kind of copying an address, pasting, and you click send, and then the person you're sending it to gets it. So that is just a simple explanation I will give.
I'm no go some countries maybe accept igoli hiwolo cryptocurrency and we are hoping that Nigeria get to that extent. Yes. Kedu kande mmadu si enwete ego from cryptocurrency? How do people make money from cryptocurrency? Because a lot of persons na uru ade here. Mana otu isi kowa na ihe obula nwere uru nwere oghom. Mana kita agwagodo anyị ụzọ ndị mmadụ si enwete ego from cryptocurrency.
Okay, before you go from cryptocurrency, I'm no way be a Ghana a cryptocurrency in the man as no scam. Okay, and it's consequent to the fact that a lot of people lose go now they trade the cryptocurrency thereabout. But the simple thing is, man and the maro carry you. Only you need maro carry. So when they lose ego because na maro kabi market is a work. When they lose ego because na ha maro kai see actually go how could see go na where could see thereabout. So Kinwete go na cryptocurrency is very simple. And then I would say this, Ebidom cryptocurrency back in 2021, November 8 to be specific. And when I started, I didn't know anything. Okay, and the concept behind it to actually make money is just simple explanation of you going to the market, goro gari one area 20 naira thereabout, with hope that in next 1 week, in next 1 month, in next few months, na gonna array a cup of that same gari go to 20 naira for 100 naira. Where 100 naira gari, you know, with the 80 naira profit. So, na kosi the very simple. But of course, before you get actually go here, you get general capital now. So, me with go na cryptocurrency, it's highly possible and it's very, very, very viable for every young person, for even an older person. So there is no limit to it, whether you're an older and all of that. And to make money from cryptocurrency, you actually mustn't be tech savvy. You just only know how to buy and sell, and that's all.
Something about the capital and when specific amount of money and a legal say no go na konya again when before or venture into cryptocurrency or Bitcoin.
Okay, that look for Ajuja. A lot of people are not trade cryptocurrency today because it borrow for Bitcoin. Because no sons of Bitcoin can it borrow for Bitcoin. I seen a Bitcoin of 41,000. 41,000 now roughly exchange here na Nigeria currency to be over 40 something million naira. So keki is in a go ya na 40 something million naira with 100,000. Keki is in a gear with 50,000. So on any particular amount ige before you do trade one thereabout, because any particular amount ige go in fact starting from 5,000 you can buy thereabout. But the whole thing there is now the more your capital, the more your profit. So all you did there. So it won't any specific amount. And two, the mistake some people name away is that if they come into the industry, they would think the only thing they would buy is Bitcoin. Thereabout. As a matter of fact, most of the people make go millions of naira from my community thereabout. Wasn't actually buying Bitcoin. They were buying other cryptocurrencies that were far less in price than Bitcoin, and that is actually how they make their money. So starting, you don't need a specific capital or amount of money to start. From 5,000 naira up, you can start. But the more the capital, the more the profit. So that is a simple thing about it.
They can see who number. Ndi na so cryptocurrency na so sopele maka na ego di ha na akpa. Oye mu ni anotata Bumazi Julius Elom, a cryptocurrency trader and also an investor. Ogwaga anyi hebu cryptocurrency. Ogwaga anyi kesi ndi mbadu se enwetega si ego from cryptocurrency. I talk ego aiketa anu Mazi Julius. Kedu risk they associated to this, because achọrọ m ikwenye na ọsọsọ uru aga enwerịrịrị ọghọm. So were oghere anụnwa kọwatụrụ ụmụ Igbo ụfọdụ ọghọm dịgasị na trading of cryptocurrency and then venture into it.
Okay, to every profit there is loss. Okay, and to some people na see na cryptocurrency will scam because na high lose gunlukute gonia. Just like some people may introduce how lose money, but when they make rego thereabout. But cryptocurrency or bro a game of the fittest is just like an investment, just like we have gold as an asset, we have silver, and then we have other precious metal that you can actually trade. You have the stock market, okay? Here bro scam, and to here bro the survival of the fittest, or bro rob or Paul and pay Peter. Here an investment in hope, depending on the kind of project you go, that in few hours, in weeks, in months, in years, the price will increase. You will sell it. However, ka ndị mmadụ make money, ọtụtụ mmadụ lose go even more self na ngwa go lose go me go to thereabout so when ndị ga-afụ ka nọ asị na onye nke a just no by so uru ka ọ na-enwete go loss too. But the whole thing is that no ọbụna ịmarọ ka esi mee ya gonna enwe loss back by back. Like when they noro maka cryptocurrency from their friends and their families, and to their friends and their families go haka go abrizigbote coin. We hagoria Diego Ifu just like that has no scam. But only either the market, only some project here go which are real asset in itself. Go here, your money would also appreciate. But a man talk about risk and then of course loss without actually talking about the two sides to cryptocurrency thereabout, which is first of all there is futures trading and then second there is spot trading. The spot trading now, like the explanation I gave before, you go a cup of gari for 20 naira and then go and sell it for 100 when it's actually valued 100 at the market. And then secondly, futures trader. A spot trader never loses his money except on two conditions. He or she buys a coin or a project that is not a good one. And then secondly, he or she is afraid of losing his or her money and goes to sell the project the person is holding. But so long as you bought a good project and then you're sure that the project is actually good based on the things you've read about the project and then the people that actually created the project, you would never ever lose your money until you sell. Because eventually you can actually also explain two cycles, the bull and the bear market. There is definitely a bull market and there is definitely a bear market, which is actually a mistake some people make. Some people jump into the industry in the bull market and then they buy at the top. It's like gold pumping to, let's say, currently gold should actually be trading around $2,000+. And then gold, let's say today, gold pumped to like $5,000. And then you heard about it today and then jumped and bought it. Eventually, as a pump, anything that goes up would eventually come down. So you now go and buy at $5,000. And maybe days later, gold now comes back to probably $3,000 or $2,000+ it was before. And then you lose your money. And then you say it's a scam. It's not a scam. It's the wrong entry you took that actually cost it. But if you're even also patient enough and keep on holding, definitely sometime in the future it will still go back to that price you bought it and even make you more profit. So there is risk, but the risk is dependent on your own ignorance and then of course on the right time. However, if you're trading futures, whether you're knowledgeable or not, there are times you will lose. Because let me explain this way. In the market, anytime you make profit, someone else lost.
Yes.
Anytime you actually make loss, someone else also gain thereabout. So there must be a time you will lose. But what we actually always teach people is when you actually first of all come in, you invest in good project, and then of course you manage your risk by risking less thereabout in order to make much. If you actually do this, the rate at which you lose will be highly minimal than the rate at which you profit.
Odima, you said something about coins in the real ones and the fake ones. Man, I don't worry, I got people in Anka. What is that unique thing about cryptocurrency in the Igbo? Just one something about cryptocurrency.
Okay. One thing about preaching at cryptocurrency is that, just like I mentioned earlier, cryptocurrency is a store of value. It can rise if you buy. But secondly, it's a means of exchange. A very means of exchange. And this is very it. He may travel now by Ghana. Ghana nara naira. Ega South Africa nara naira. And Ghana or South Africa, Omambu all the banks when Nigeria can get my bank. Even if them with the banks when we so many processes here before they will be able to make transaction through union and all other networks thereabout to exchange your naira into their money to actually. So one of the biggest, very important, unique thing about crypto is a means of exchange thereabout. I was in Rwanda this year. And then when I got there, spent a couple of weeks and all of that. And the money I had with me got exhausted thereabout. I went looking for where in the city of Kigali where I would exchange my naira, supposedly from my bank account, into their Rwanda franc CFA. And I didn't actually see any thereabout. Where did I resort to? I resorted to cryptocurrency because already in the country, there are a lot of people are actually, they are even in cryptocurrency, in crypto good community, the community I run thereabout. So what I did was simple, send them a stable coin we use in buying other coins, which is USDT, and then they credited me France currency, safer thereabout. And that is actually how my exchange continued. But imagine if there was no cryptocurrency in that state, whereby which you just need the currency of another person or another country to actually be able to exchange for goods and services in that country. So that is a problem.
The mma. Ihe cryptocurrency a na-atọkwa m ka mmanụ ahụ otu o si apụta gị n'ọnụ m ga-alaikekwa n'ime invest in cryptocurrency. Alright, I'll come to you after this show about that. I know na Southeast. And then I ka ga-asị na young people nọ na Southeast, ndị na-etopụta na Southeast na azụ pụrụ mmadụ niile nọ na Southeast ma about this cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the rest of it. I nwere ike iji ohere a gwa anyị ka a ga-esi ka ndị na-etopụta dịka mụ na gị, young people, the youth, ga-esi wee make more cryptocurrency as a source of income, especially in Southeast.
I was a young graduate thereabout in 2018. After then, I was actually coming out in hope that there is job waiting for me. Unfortunately to me, I was highly disappointed. But even before then, I wasn't highly hoped because I actually knew how the system was designed right from time. Actually, before I actually gained admission, I knew that the system wasn't designed to favor people at the bottom, but at the top. So right from when I was in school, I already started developing skill sets that would actually help me make money while I'm out of school. So when I graduated in 2018, the first job I got was content writing for bloggers. So I was creating content and then I was making at least 30,000 naira every month, writing 90 content, imagine, of not less than 500 words. So it's completely a tedious work to do, but I had to because there is no other thing to actually fall back to. But then progressively, I actually started doing well to even the point I had actually about 8 employees writing for me because I actually later migrate or transition from just writing content to also being a blogger. But I wasn't making much. I think monthly I could actually boast of 100,000 sometimes if there is actually high, whatever, 150,000. And then that was actually not much thereabout. But then I got to a point whereby which actually got so discontented by the present. But here, a lot of people have told me about cryptocurrency before. Just like many of you watching, you say it's a scam. I say it's a scam thereabout. But here is the gist. The gist is that during that COVID-19 in 2020, there was a disbursement of funds, supposedly COVID-19, what they call it, COVID-19, whatever they called it. And I happened to actually receive the fund. I received about 700,000. And for record, that is actually my first time. So for the record, that was my first time of having a rounded 700,000 naira in my account, called supposedly my money, although it's not my money, it's federal borrowed money. So that is just it. So, but then when I actually had the money, I was, this is first time having such money. I went into spread thereabout. But then at a particular point, before I knew, the 700,000 became just about 400,000 or so.
What do you
think? So at that point, I now asked myself, it wouldn't be wise for me to spend all of this money without actually making an investment. And I started asking myself, what possibly could I invest the money to before seeing cryptocurrency? As of then, cryptocurrency, I've learned it as a scam. How do I start? Thereabout, I'm going somewhere. And then when I asked that question, already I've been writing some posts, personal opinion on my WhatsApp status. So I wrote on my WhatsApp status, if you're actually into cryptocurrency and you know how to actually trade, slide into my DM. I actually really want to learn from you. A lady came into my DM. She still works for me till date. A lady came into my DM thereabout and told me about a particular group, WhatsApp group, where they trade cryptocurrency. Yeah, all long story short, I was added to the group. I was taught only how to buy and to sell. And on November 8th, 2020, I bought with 340,000, leaving just 60,000 naira in my account from the federal fund loan or whatever thereabout. And on 6th of January, I bought it because to me, I said, okay, it's loan, it's borrowed fund, I didn't work for it. If it is gone, let it go. Thereabout. And on 6th of January 2021, the 340,000 naira became 1.6 million. I was shocked, like so highly shocked. Felt a lot of sensation. I actually didn't believe it that I had to actually process it into my account, some into my account. Went to the bank to withdraw 200,000 to make sure. Can make sure there you go. So after then, thereabout, I started canvassing for it because I said to myself, I'm get here 340,000 naira and it will become 1.6 million in a space of a month plus. Then it means there is a lot more in the industry. That is actually how I started advocating for people to actually join to trade. So here is my advice to every young person there in the East, okay? Thereabout. I know I don't know any part of East you are, but then there is something you need to understand about trading cryptocurrency thereabout. I'm not talking about this because it will make you money. Yes, obviously it will make you money. I'm rich, and then of course I've helped a lot of other people make money thereabout. But the idea is you're buying your freedom. Okay, because one thing that is actually not known today is the free wealth transfer that is happening in the country and then across Africa. I could tell you 5-10 years ago, if you're doing job or a civil servant, you're celebrated because with your salary you're comfortable. But civil servant are the people that suffer most today. As a matter of fact, I can tell you a lot of them that come to my team every day begging for money. Even a lot of supposedly well-learned people, I don't want to actually start mentioning that, but even lecturers, professors, and all of that. And reason because there is a massive wealth transfer now. It didn't start today. It started even back in 1992 when the era of internet came into play. A lot of people thought it's a joke. Like, oh, come on, internet, what is that thing? That thing you'll be pressing, whatever, and all of that. But guess what? Guess what? A lot of people became bankrupt when the boom of internet started as far back as 1998. A lot of millionaires and billionaires, they're rising. What was the difference? These people saw this and then they saw it is the now and they jumped into it, creating products and services that can adapt to actually the use of those things. And today they are multi-billionaires and millionaires. Right now, this transfer is happening, wealth transfer is happening from the older people to the younger people thereabout, and you're still there joking. One of the technologies, like I said before, blockchain, which cryptocurrency is one of the products on it. Web3 is also there, but even AI is also there. And these things are making money for young people across the globe. So if you're not into cryptocurrency now, I would say you are actually joking and you're far back 1980 and you need to actually wake up and then start thinking of a way to actually jump into the industry. Not just make money, but of course buy your freedom, whereby which you actually can be able to go anywhere you want to go and make spending according to actually how you determine, not according to how government actually tells you to live your life. Thank you so much.
Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the rest of it. I like the fact that you poured in your heart in letting people know that it's actually very good to buy and trade it.
Thank you.
I'm in Ebonyi State, and Ebonyi State, as I know, is actually a baby of Southeast. Considering the fact in Ebonyi State, has location ever been an issue for you as a cryptocurrency trader and as an investor?
Okay, to answer that, currently now, I'm not in Ebonyi State. Okay, I frequent 3 states, Abuja, Enugu, and Ebonyi State, thereabout. But here is the gist. For the period of 2020-2021, thereabout, to early 2022, when I made the first millions in the blue market, thereabout, I made a lot of millions. Imagine. A lot of people were putting me the pressure, like, come on, you have money now, why not relocate to Abuja, Lagos, or Port Harcourt, where things are happening, and all of that. But I said to myself that first of all, I wouldn't actually yield to that fact whereby which if a young person makes money, the next thing is running into another country or into the city where it is happening. That I actually want to prove to myself and to everybody that anywhere you are in the world, you can make things happen there so long as there is value and service you providing. Thereabout. That's actually what actually made me. Yes, I made a million. People were saying relocate and all of that, and I didn't. Thereabout. I stayed there, was also making more money, but beyond it, because I need to say this, because sometimes we talk about location, because in fact, if you actually mention my name anywhere in the world, nobody would believe that I ever have lived in Ebonyi State. Okay, supposedly thereabout. And the fact is not about the state, it's not even about you, it's about actually the value you provide. Nobody wants to know your name. They want to know what you can bring to the table that would actually favor or better their life. And that is actually one thing about it. So anywhere you are, any state you are, and I must say this, I came from a very humble background, okay? Very humble background, from a very poor home, but not just poor, broken home, because I was a victim of polygamy. I would say this thereabout. So it is not about the environment. It is not about the family you came from. It's about what you can provide. And let me also finance by saying this, because a lot of people will say, I got lucky, you know, I invested in federal loan fund and then I made millions and all of that. But I tell them, you say, I got lucky. Do you know that there are a lot of people that have been in the industry for over as far back as 2013? But they haven't smelled the amount of money I've smelled. They haven't smelled the influence, because it's not just about making money. Yes, you're making money, yes, okay. Who others are making money through you? Thereabout. So it's not about the fact you say, I got lucky and all of that. These people have been there. They haven't actually smelled the amount of money. Suppose they haven't actually helped anybody become rich. So it's not about being lucky, it's about the fact that actually I know that environment is not a limitation, and I worked on myself to the point I'm able to actually understand how the industry works, and I'm making money from it, and I'm helping a lot of others make money from it. So if you're giving where you are coming from as an excuse of why you're not rich or you're broke or poor, thereabout, you're actually still blaming external circumstances. If you even throw it to even federal government or Nigeria, you're also blaming external circumstances thereabout. The best thing is jump where the thing is happening and you will make it. I don't know, maybe other question might actually lead me to actually explain to us as a young person the three industries you should be now if you actually want to become millionaire or even billionaire as far back as young as you are. Because I often tell young people, money at 50, 60, 70 is pointless. If you actually can make it at 20, 30, 40, it's completely pointless. So thank you so much.
The man. He said location is not a barrier. So work on yourself, this your location, and also bring something to the table. As of today, in Wiki 4 coins in Umuyibu, the youth or anybody can actually buy. In 1 year time, or for a change in their life. Just 4. Even you could go make a shitty coin and all of that. Go like 4 good coins. Igbo people can actually invest their money in, and then in 1 year time, they will see the results.
When you're actually investing in cryptocurrency thereabout, your capital determines what you're buying. Okay, just like I wanted to say before thereabout, you can't actually have 5,000 naira, 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira, and then you're going to buy Bitcoin that is valued at for something million naira. Even if it goes to 1,000%, what do you think it will be your profit? Exactly nothing. Okay, so your capital depends on what you buy, and when you actually have lesser capital, you should actually focus on coins that are less in price, as even far less as even below a cent. Okay, thereabout, which is another thing you need to put into consideration. And then finally, thereabout, before I would mention 4 coins you would buy that will make you millions of naira. It's that in cryptocurrency thereabout, we follow the trend and the happening. That is how we make money. Just like before a stock trader would actually start trading, he has to listen to the news to know what is happening. If a forex trader is actually trading, he has to listen to the news. That if you're buying a share from any company, he can get the news, schema, how far and where the company now got before you buy the shares. So that is how it is in the cryptocurrency industry. Before you actually start making money, you must follow the trend. And one thing bad about this is that people actually jump into trend when it's already mainstream, and that is actually where they lose their money. But here is the final gist around it is this. Before you buy a coin, thereabout, first off, you need to know this. Very important. Because a lot of people actually come into the industry and then they don't know what to buy, and then they go and buy shit coins that would actually lose their money, or or put their money thereabout. Currently now, there are some coins that are trending. But even beyond the trend is that you need to know your level of capital. If your capital is small, if you have a small capital, I will encourage you to buy meme. There is a meme coin now trending Unlike in the last bull market, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu traded and made people millions of naira. Memcoin now is trending and it's actually going to make people millions of naira. So if you have small capital, I'm going to call this in the range of capital. If you have small capital, go and invest in that coin and it's actually going to make you millions of naira. And then secondly as well, outside the main coin, there's another coin still trending, Pepe. It's still in the main category, Pepe. PEPE. It's also trending. And there's another one, Flocky. I'm just calling this for people that have small capital because if you actually hear this, I might call 4 coins now and then call Ethereum inside it, and then you carry 100,000 and go and buy Ethereum that is worth over 2 point something million thereabout. You wouldn't actually see any profit because the bull market is detrimental. Whatever you buy now, if you actually didn't make profit thereabout, you have to wait for another extra 5 to 6 years to actually expect another bull market. And I can tell you don't have such patience and all of that, which is why it's very important of what you buy and then what you don't buy. So Pepe Meme and then Flocky thereabout. And then if you have much capital, I can actually suggest you go buy Ethereum thereabout. If you have much more capital, go and buy own at least one Bitcoin. Own at least one Bitcoin, because a time is coming whereby which Bitcoin will be valued at $120,000. It's actually expected forecast for this bull market, and right now it's trading at $40,000. If you're actually even getting in now, you're even late, because people bought as low as when it was at $15,000, and then they've actually made more than 100%, actually roughly 150% of their capital thereabout. So you're actually late, but then there's what we call DCA in the market. DCA is actually buying at different price ranges depending on your capital. So if you actually spread that, you actually can be to get even lower as the market. Possibly if it goes down, you actually even buy. So you actually get a good trade. So if you actually have large capital, buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum. But even beyond that, there are what is called ecosystem project in the market. This ecosystem project that people, heavy investors, institutional investors, market makers, whales, and then of course hedge fund companies are actually willing to invest in. Like I will give you an instance. There is a coin called Injective. Okay, by February of this year, I caught the coin at $1.4. Currently now the coin is trading at $24. If you check that is over 20x your capital. Let's assume you invested just $1,000 between February and now, you would have made a profit of $20,000. That is 20 million with 1 million. You could imagine that. Okay, there's another one. There are so many of them, I can't actually keep counting. So what we dive into ecosystem narrative, actually when you look at coins like Injective, coins like Solano, coins like BNB, and rest of them. There are so many of them. But one thing I would actually leave you with, of course, I don't know whether I will get to that point, is do all you can to actually get into my crypto community. It's a free community whereby which you come. In fact, as a matter of fact, the best of it is even joining the community and following me on X. If you don't know what is X is Twitter for some of you who are still baking. X is Twitter, thereabout. If you follow me there are a lot of people that have made millions just following me, because of oftentimes I call projects that will do well. People are actually buying it and then they're making money from it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dalorian. That was so insightful and I enjoyed my time with you. Master Julius, Elam, Abagan, Basaro, cryptocurrency, everything we need to know about cryptocurrency. And I know check what I'm not 2 check Aswam ki open onwere open dumodu mokon open mbamume. There's like words of encouragement or advice same way for your people on them madu in topolo hayaketa. Then it will open opportunity awani your handle na Twitter yapo X, so that ndị cholo is ready to make these millions. People like me and every other person in Mokwa can now join you.
Okay.
X.
First of all, I will concentrate my advice on young people. I'm very particular about young people.
I'm not young.
You're young, so you're also a young person. Thereabout. I'm very particular about that because the system is ruined completely. thereabout. You are not in the days whereby which you leave your financial status or life to the hand of government, thereabout. I was saying something about school, which is actually what you need to understand. Anybody that is still telling you that you're going to school so you make money is actually lying to you. 100%. School these days, except you're studying a professional course like medicine, like engineering and all of those, nursing and all of that. Even law these days, lawyers are broke as well. They are very broke. So if you're actually going to school to make money, it's the biggest scam you can ever think of, okay? But if you're going to get the certificate, I have it, the degree, go and get the degree. It's very important. But first advice, don't limit yourself to the four walls of the university. As a matter of fact, I tell people it's even better to actually even fail. In fact, come with even a thought. In fact, come out with a pass, educating yourself, a skill set, and then of course other things that would actually help you make money other than schooling. And I would give this explanation. I was surprised. I knew this far back even before I gained admission that the whole educational curriculum that Nigeria and some African countries are using were inventions of the West. But here is the amazing thing. I call it amazing. Pitiful thing. The pitiful thing is that the educational curriculum that was actually inherited from the West was an invention of only 12 men. And this happened during the Industrial Revolution, whereby which these 12 men sat down to actually create something that would actually help train people to work in their factories. But here's the pitiful thing. When Africans were copying this educational curriculum, I don't know whether it was their fault or the white people that handed it over to them removed them. There was three things in the curriculum. There's what is called the heart, there's what is called the head, and there's what is called the hand. The heart deals with morals and character. They had deals with intellectual prowess, and they had deals with skill set. But here is the very appalling thing in the educational system currently now. The heart was removed. You will see lecturers come into lecture hall and they are smokers. There are so much abusive people. They don't have any morals. They don't have any standard. They don't have any character. Okay, they do all manner of things thereabout. And then you go, nobody teaches you that. You see the head part of which is intellectual prowess. First of all, to start with, the human brain is in two compartments, the left and the right brain. The left brain deals with logic, the right brain deals with creativity, innovation, and then of course invention. But here is the big part of it. In the educational curriculum thereabout, there is nothing like even the right brain. When last was you actually thought about how to actually even think for yourself, talk more of even thinking about being creative and innovative of anything. And they removed it completely. Here is the big part of it. In the living of the left brain thereabout, which is actually logic, deductive thinking, analytic, and a lot of them, there were only 3 skill sets you learn in the university, which is something you should have learned in primary school, which is what? How to read, memorize, and recall in exam hall. So a lecturer comes into class and tells you to off your phone, sit down, listen to him, pour into your head compounded theories of other people's invention that is highly outdated in today's world, and then I expect you to go home, read it and memorize it, and then on exam day come to the hall and pour it exactly how he told you it is. Whether it's a lie or false, it doesn't actually matter. And then at the end of the day, the lecturer gives you A and you're called a smart person in the class. You're a dummy. It's completely that you're a dummy. So what am I saying in essence is this: as a young person, you can't actually trust the education system to deliver. And I don't even want to go into the because completely skill set is out of it. A lot of people, in fact 99% of people that actually churn out in the university today are very highly unemployable, and that is actually highly appalling thereabout. So what am I saying as a young person thereabout? The cryptocurrency industry is actually an avenue to actually make money as fast and as quick as possible. And here's why I advertise it so much thereabout, because yes, I have actually passed through a level of development before I actually joined in cryptocurrency industry. But with the money, I enhanced that, and then I became better, and then I am doing a lot of other things I'm doing even beyond cryptocurrency. So as a young person thereabout, like I said before, joining crypto or buying crypto, it's more like buying your freedom. And I can tell you, in today's world, you obviously know from all the sufferings and all of that you're going through, that you can't do without money. It's completely impossible. And not just money enough to actually sustain you and then take care of you, and then of course your family. Come to think of the family background you come from. I came from a very poor background, and then I of course made the decision to actually come to that point. I could make money to free myself and my family. And today I have done that, and then I'm freeing a lot of other young people. So as a young person, jump into crypto thereabout. And I can say this, there is not just only trading that you make money in crypto. You can make money through airdrop. You can even make money through DeFi job hunting. All these jobs you go and you knock an office, they are paying you 30,000 naira monthly. Somebody is making 5 million every month just sitting at the comfort of his or her home, writing content for developers that are actually developing projects. Somebody just by having 5,000 followers on X is actually doing marketing for a project. The person is receiving 1,000 naira $1,000 every single week. That is over $1 million naira every single week. Somebody just by sitting at the comfort of his home, drafting a white paper for a project as a project management is actually making thousands of dollars. So all of these things you go with CV running around and all of that can actually be found with even a higher, better pay in the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry. So why won't you as a young person jump into it? It's just that simple. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ebe ka nkata pụrụ iche dị n'etiti mụ na Maazị Julius Elom na Koronota. Abụ m Nwaada Ifeoma, ọ ga-adị mbọsị ọzọ.